Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a GW Tiger P, a Geschützwagen Tiger Porsche, and it's located on the north spawn of Overlord under the command of DBLite. Now, it's the Tier 8 German SPG, built on the chassis of the Tiger Porsche, which was rejected by the Wehrmacht, or by the German government at the time, the Reich. And instead they went ahead with the Henschel version, but they were going to convert some of the chassis that Porsche built, and he did build a lot of chassis. They converted some of them into Ferdinands, and they were going to build some of these into Arty, but they never got around to building the SPGs. All they did was actually produce the Ferdinands. Well, this one's got the 17cm howitzer, and the reason I know that is it's got a muzzle brake. The 21cm howitzer doesn't have that muzzle brake, so it's capable of 850 alpha. And I can see that DBLite, as you all know, is rusty. He's actually looking for the enemy at the moment. Unfortunately, the mod has left 2 rings on the screen, but there you go. Right, there's 2 enemies down on the beach. Unfortunately, we can't shoot at them from this angle, but we can hit that T26E4, and he fired an unaimed shot. Well, it wasn't fully dialed in, and it splashed that T26E4 Super Pershing for just 10 hit points, but it did stun him. And we picked up 24 hit points of stun assist off it as well. Okay, now the reload is quite long, 27.24 seconds, but that's actually comparable to a Tier 6 Arty, the AMX-13F3. That was a direct hit on an IS-2. You heard the sizzle as the shell went off against the hull of the vehicle, and it did 298 hit points of damage to that IS-2. There's a Scorpion G there. Now, I've actually one-shotted a Scorpion G with the 21cm howitzer on this Arty. If you can get the shell into the cockpit of the Scorpion G, it does blow it up quite nicely. Right, we've got an IS-6. That's got much more armour than a Scorpion, so it'll be a difficult proposition in terms of damage. He fires around it at the IS-6, and he gets a direct hit for 227. So that's not a penetrating shot, but it certainly did a lot of damage to the armour of that IS-6. He's indicating target. That's good, because it allows your teammates to know what you're aiming at next. It also focuses their fire on the target, with the hope that if they track it, then they'll pick up damage resistance. Okay, we're loaded. He's fired the round in on a blind shot, and we don't know if we did any damage there. There's a P43 Terz, an Italian Tier 7, firing in. Almost ready to go. Oh, now this is interesting. We've got an enemy tank that's managed to make it up all the way to the... in fact, actually, I said this was the north. It's actually the south of the map. Wizzy 11114, and he fires around and gets a hit on the Wizzy 11114. 241, and we picked up some stun assist as well. This is unwelcome. We've got 2 enemy heavy tanks have made it all the way to our cap area, and it's the Arty having to fend him off along with that T29. We're now aiming towards the T29, indicating that as target. I think the T29 can deal with that Wizzy. Yes, he can. He's taking him out the game. Now it's just a question of getting rid of this T29. Rusty fires around in. He gets a 147 hit point splash on the T29. It wasn't a direct hit, it just landed nearby. Okay, going back to the IS-6. And you can see that the GW Tiger P does have a very narrow arc of fire. That makes it very difficult aiming at the enemy, because if the enemy moves outside the arc, you're going to get massive reticule blue. Going for the IS-6. Direct hit again. 356 hit points this time. He did more damage than the previous time. But we've got a Leo, and he's circling our T26, and he's killed him. Now, that Leo could be a problem. It's a Tier 7 Swedish medium, and they are quite tough little things. My suspicion is he'll go straight for that rock to go unsighted. We've lost sight of him, but he doesn't know if there's any tank destroyers nearby, and there is a tank destroyer nearby, a Borsig. And the Leo is taking damage. Here's the IS-6 again, and he's low on hit points now. In fact, he's a one-shot. Unfortunately, that shot missed, but it wouldn't take much to get that IS-6 out of the game, so long as we can see where he is. And the Leo has been killed by our Object 257, so and that P-43 turret's been killed. So what's next? Well, there's an Eagle 7 over there. That's a Tier 7 American Premium. And we're indicating that's the target. I think he's going to the edge of the map to shoot down at our players down below. The ISM. Oh, that's a 45 TP, which is a Polish Tier 7 heavy. Dialing in. Got a request for fire. We've got a lovely direct hit. Sizzle against the hull again. 295 hit points. Our P-43 TERS moving up to engage. Now, if he can get sight of that 45 TP, we might be able to get a shot into him. I think he's just behind these houses. Striv 103 is moving up to have a look. And we're looking for the enemy Arty over here at the moment because there's no other enemy in sight. It sometimes helps to go to overhead view when you're looking for Arty because you're looking for the tracer really. And an SU-101 has appeared further down the map. Yes, there he is, but unfortunately we've got no shots on him for the moment. And it looks like we've got some other targets just a short distance away. There's the 45 TP again. Now, if he pops out from behind that house, we can get a shot. Yes, we can shoot at him. Round out. Kill shot. 45 TP is no more. 175 hit points. And that's DBLite's first kill of the game. And there's a Waffenträger auf Panzer IV. Now, that's got very thin armor, so we can easily take that one down. We'll certainly do a lot of damage to him if we do hit him. Should be a penetrating shot if we can get it. We're almost loaded, dialing in, almost ready to go. Rounds out. Wow, look at that. 915 hit points on the Waffenträger auf Panzer IV. And it's left him on, well, he's basically a one-shot now. That Tiger 1 can easily take him out. And in fact, actually, a P-43 TERS coming up behind the Waffenträger. And he's killed him. So there are only 3 enemies left. A medium tank, which is a T-26E4, and 2 Artys, an S-51 and an M40 M43. So we're anticipating that the Artys are going to be in this corner of the map. I'm hoping that the Borsig will find them and then enable us to get a shot in. There's the S-51. Dialing in on target. And he's been killed by the Borsig, so we're going for the M40, M43. Fire a round in. And it's a kill shot. 400 hit points off that. And that means there's only 1 remaining enemy, a T-26E4. He was last seen down on the beach, and he may be headed this way. It's very likely. In fact, yes, he is. He's actually directly to the west of us right now. There he is. He's actually managed to come up and from the beach, and we're having to retreat because he's actually very close. In fact, due to the curvature and of course the arc of fire of the GW Tiger P, it's very difficult for us to get a shot on him until he gets very close over that ridgeline. In fact, we may have to shotgun him. We're backing away. We've knocked a tree down in the process, but I don't think that will matter. I think it will actually give us more protection from the T-26 until he gets very close. We need to lock onto him and then shotgun him if he is close. We're loaded. We're ready to shoot. There he is. Need to lock on now. And he's been killed. The Tiger 1 got him. Thankfully, just in time. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's the second class tanker for DBLite and the GW Tiger P. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 14 in that one. And he got a Confederate because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other team members. And a win 8 for the game, 4,800, which is very good indeed. Super Unicum level. Let's have a look at the team score. Top of the table, 3,064 hit points. I think the only reason that DBLite didn't get a high caliber, well, that may have been down to the fact that he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit point pool in total. 3,064 was more than enough to qualify for it, I would have thought, but there you go, it probably didn't get it. The next highest scorer actually in damage was the ISM that got killed. It's 2,729 hit points for him. And then came the enemy Arty, the M40, M43. He got 2,471. When it came to kills, it was the ISM that did best. He got 3 kills. DBLite managed to get 2, along with the Striv and the P43 Tur. And when it came to base XP, it was DBLite again. 962 base experience points for him. The ISM got 925, and the Tiger 1 managed to get 918. He fired 12 rounds in that game. Got 8 direct hits and 2 penetrations off them. I think one of those must have been the Waffentrager, because it did a huge amount of damage to that vehicle with that shot. 918 hit points. Yeah, that really did hurt him. So, yeah, that was a penetrating shot, because the alpha damage for the gun is 850. So to get 918, you had to have penetrated him. Splash damage on 8 tanks. Damage of 3,064 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2, so there's the difference that got him the Confederate. And he also did 668 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. On the credit side, on a premium account, he earned 44,835 credits. And after ammunition resupply, he took away 28,707 credits. He received 1 bond for getting the Confederate, and he also earned 1,443 XP, times 2 for the first victory of the day, took away 2,886 experience points altogether. So a very satisfying Confederate there. As I've always said, getting a Confederate medal means that you are very active. You are helping your team to get the kills by diminishing the health of enemy tanks so they can be one-shotted or removed from the game fairly effectively. So it really is an effective way of measuring if you are helping your team. And I always think that a Confederate medal is a good, solid indication of your work in the game. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel. And hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.